Ladies and gentlemen, hey, what is going on? This is Mike Price, the hybrid agent, licensed loan officer with network funding, and licensed real estate agent with the Marine Group. And I wanted to shoot this video today on why you should actually be using a hybrid agent. There's a ton of different reasons. First reason, we're going to give you a portion of that commission to go back towards your closing costs, up to 50%. That is a lot of money. And just for those of you guys who don't know, let's just do some math here. If you're going to buy a $400,000 house, the typical real estate commission's 3%. Um, that's $12,000. So that's $6,000 that's going to be coming back to you, going toward paying your closing costs. Now, that's not the down payment. You still got to come up with a down payment. If we use a down payment assistance program or whatever it is out there, you've got to pay the down payment. But your closing costs consist of things like your homeowner's insurance. A lot of people don't realize that you got to pay a year in advance. That's typically going to run you $1,000 to $1,500, depending on the size of the home. So you got that. You have title insurance. That's a part of your closing costs. Setting up your taxes and insurance. Typically, when you buy a house, you got to pay 3 months in advance to set up your taxes and insurance, and that's just setting up an escrow account. I mean, if the taxes are $500 a month, 3 months, that's $1,500. That's adding to your actual closing cost. Now, so we've talked about what 1,000. We're at $1,500. That's $2,500 right there that you're gonna save on that $400,000 example. And there's a lot of other things that go into closing costs that everyone pays. It's not You're not being singled out because you're doing it with a hybrid agent or anything like that, but you're gonna pay it regardless. So why would you not take the free money basically? In that scenario, I mean, that's $6,000 that you don't have to spend out of your pocket. If you were to use a different agent, obviously you would have to spend that. Think about what you could do with that money. I mean, your refrigerator, washer, dryer, furniture. For the men out there, media room equipment, big screen TV, whatever. That's $6,000 on that $400,000 house that could be potentially in your pocket. Two, another reason that you would do it is just because of simplicity of it. Now you've got one person that's handling both sides of the transaction. So if you've got a question, if I've got a question and you're not my client right now, I've got a question about the transaction. I've got to get your real estate agent on the phone. You know, I've got to call them, explain the situation, say, hey, here's what we need. They've got to say, okay, wait a minute, let me call the other agent, and we'll get it figured out. But when you're working with a hybrid agent and you've got one person working one side of the transaction, I don't have to call the other agent. I don't call the agent. I call myself. You know, like, hey, all right, I know what to do in that aspect, and so it cuts down the time that it's going to take for you to move the transaction through because there's no waiting or no delays or anything like that. It cuts down on a ton of the confusion. You're only dealing with one person, whether that's me or someone on my team that's going to be facilitating the transaction for you. Another reason that that you should is just complete clarity when shopping for a home on what the actual payment on that mortgage is going to be. I've been in situations where I've pre-qualified clients on the lending side, send that pre-qualification letter out. They have no idea what the payment is going to be on the house. You know, however, on the hybrid agent side, when I'm in the home with you, because I'm showing the home with you. We're seeing it. We're in there. Hey, you're looking at it. Hey, I like this room. I like this room. The question always comes up is, what is it going to cost? Well, guess what happens? I'll pull out my computer right there on the spot, and we work the loan numbers for that particular house. Right there on the spot. We know, hey, do we want to put an offer on this house? Now, the way around that is, obviously, you work with two different people. Your realtor would end up having to call me, and hopefully I'm in a position to where I can just stop everything that I'm doing and work the numbers up on that house. But I'm going to have to say, okay, what are the taxes? We got to look up the taxes, get an estimate on the insurance. However, when you're with one person that can do all that, you don't have to go through that side of the transaction, or you don't have to go through all of that hassle to find out what it's going to cost. Because we're in the house, we're looking at it. Chances are we're going to know before we even go and see it to know if it's in your budget. Secondly, I mean, another reason is just applying that rebate to go towards, or applying that closing cost that we pay. We call it a rebate. applying that rebate towards your loan to ensure you got the best loan possible. Now, there are ways to buy out of the primary mortgage insurance or the private mortgage insurance. There's a way to buy out of that. So you can put 5% down and not pay PMI. All you gotta do is buy it out. You can use the rebate money to buy out of that insurance, and so you don't have to put down 20%. I mean, there's a ton of reasons on why you would use a hybrid agent. The biggest one for me, well, there's really two. The biggest two, clarity of the transaction. You're gonna know exactly what's going on throughout the entire process because you're only dealing with one person. And two is just making sure that you get the best possible loan possible. I mean, we're gonna structure that thing together with you and show you, hey, here is exactly what you're walking into. You're gonna know it. You're gonna feel great about it. So, what other reason would you have to? What other reason would you have to not use a hybrid agent? At the end of the day, take the free money, man. It's free. I don't know. There's not anything else that another agent out there that's gonna do differently as far as going and showing you the house, opening the doors, finding you properties and things of that nature. That's the easy part. The hard part of this deal is structuring it all to make sure that it works in your benefit. But hey, I shot this quick video. A lot of people really are, I guess, maybe unclear of what they can do with the rebate or unclear of how the whole hybrid agent thing works. But hey, we want to do your loan, obviously. We want to help you secure the property on the real estate transaction side. If you have any questions, hey, hit me up. My direct line, 214-264-5707. Talk soon.